mm, mm. Fantastic. What role does innovation play in your company's financial strategy and market position?
Innovation is key for a thriving organization. And what do we call innovation? I like to simplify it because it's not things that are as complicated as so many of us think it is. Because when we talk about innovation, a lot of people thought you are an inventor. No, innovation is simply repackaging, doing things a little different from what other people have seen it. Looking at the mistakes where people have made and see how you can mitigate it and fill that gap. Okay, looking
Mm,
at the gap on service and see how much you can improve it. So we are very, very innovative organization, and we thrive in it. That's the only thing
mm,
that makes us a little bit different from who other people are. Okay, if you understood that I never been to a four corner wall they call school to get a certificate for what I've done, but just by mere observing things and seeing the gaps that people provided in it. The industry that gave back to me keep on creating 7 or 10 years champion. Nobody
mm.
at last more than 10 years. Constraints has been here for over 5 decades, growing in a very consistent manner because of this innovative spirit that we have changed the narrative where people are micromanaged and empower our people. We teach entrepreneurship in our organization, get people mindset to think entrepreneurial, to work for us. We encourage you, don't work for us forever. Work for us and aim to own your own business so that you can become our advocate when you go up, and we will support you by helping you to run your own business. And and I
Yes.
sent you an
Mm,
interview I granted on the 17th before I went to Dubai on 18th to my Pakistan. I told people, I said, there was a young man. We're talking about what did I do that people say I am stingy. I said, indeed, I'm a very stingy man because I work for my money and I manage it very well, but very strategically, I help people. But people who are willing to be helped, people who have shown a good cause to be helped. And I told him, I counted in my finger over 30 billionaires that I've created.
wow.
30, over
Wow.
30. One of
Wow.
them was a young man I started giving credit of 10 million naira to 50 million, and I started giving him credit of 100 million. This guy had grown today, built a factory in Sokoto, built another one in Lagos. Today, there are some products we are selling in Coscharis. He is manufacturing for us. Now we are buying from him.
Wow.
Yes. He used to
Wow.
be a boy I give credit. He will come, and there are people who are ashamed to say I made them. No doubt. There are big people who tolerate me now to take my phone call. But these people I single-handedly hand some institution over to. But they become ashamed of me. I don't worry about those people. I don't worry. But there are people who appreciate. It calls me his boss and send me gifts every Christmas. So recently he told me he had 44 billion naira. He wanted to start another factory in Lagos. I said, no, this one will go to Anambra. So when Soludo called for economic summit, I brought him. I said, Mr. Governor, sign this young man's certificate of occupancy. He had a land and they've been waiting on your table. Sign it on this occasion. That factory is already commenced building. So I have quite a number of them, like Stanley, who is bold to tell people, the role I played in his life. But there are people who are embarrassed to say you played a role in their life. Stephen, I didn't know whether I said this to you last time, but the thing many young people do not know is that their understanding about money is that money is cash. Money is not cash. Money had 5 levels. The lowest level of money is what you call cash.
Very grateful. You said the last time.
Is the lowest level. The first level is credibility. Credibility is a record of consistent thing you do over a period of time that people can trace and bear record on and have facts and figure to know that this is the things you are doing. The second level is what we call credible relationship. Credible relationship is when I value my credibility. You may never have cash. Did I explain this in my last?
Yes,
Okay.
you did.
Okay.
You did,
Yeah.
sir.
So I don't waste time on it. So you may never have cash, but I have very people who didn't have cash. One guy at the time to a level of $300 million. He didn't have cash, but he relied on my credibility to have access to that money. So a rich man that gives you cash have cheated you. He wants you to get away from his life. What you need from people is access. One good phone call can put $10 million in your pocket if it's from the right source. So you manage access when people give you access, just to say this person know me, this person put words for you. I've sat with a banker and his next bank executive said, look, if you have extra money, please give it to Coscharis. What more could that person do to me? He's talking to his fellow banker. It's not me telling his fellow banker. That's the thing I'm talking about. So if you understand this, but many people are just looking to the lowest end of the money. And if you don't have those 5 things, I have money, you're a thief. You stole the money.
Mm.
Because money is exchange for value. Those
Very
values
good.
need to be there.
Very
So if we
good.
want to talk about the foundation of leadership, it comes from character.
Very true.
Character is any man who had no character is not fit to rule. If you grab power by any means, it hasn't changed what it's supposed to be. So character is the foundation, is the solid rock on which anything can be built. So if you have it, money, you will be wealthy, money will follow you because people know they can trust things in your hand and nothing can make you change. You are like an alphabet. You are A is A. In Japan, in Taiwan, in Nigeria, it doesn't A doesn't become C in Nigeria. It is the same. Character is a thing. One is one in Saudi Arabia, in Russia, in South Korea or North Korea. It doesn't change. It's a statue like Victoria. It stays here under rain and sun. You come anytime you see him. So when you know those principles, money will follow you. And there's no situation that you will not go through and you will come out stronger than you have entered there before.
Wow. Come on, guys. Keep clapping, keep clapping. This is rare to get all of this. And remember, this is all part of a new book I'm co-authoring with Dr. Cosmas called Business Scaling Your Business with Integrity. And I wanted to ask if you can recommend a few of your mentees that you talked about if some of them are willing for us to interview them and put that interview in the book as well, I think it will be helpful. Those of them who might be willing, if you can talk to them, we don't mind interviewing them.
Yeah, sure. They are very busy people, but talking to them will not be any big deal. Quite a number of them have also spoken both on social media and everything. This guy that I'm talking to you also, he spoke in Anambra and told the people that he will never become anything outside of me. Like I said, there are people who are ashamed to say that I jump started them, but it's not a problem. Uh, there are things that makes us who we are, but I also advise young people to follow principles if they understand it, because it's a law and it's inherent. If you understand principle and follow it, you will be successful.
Mm.
Some people thought that envying other people will make them successful. Too bad for you. It doesn't take you anywhere. It's also a principle.
Yeah.
The things you cause never bless you. The man successful you hate, you will only, and the man love you. Your hatred will only come back to you, and
Mm.
his love will return back to him. You're only going to
Mm.
suffocate, you know, you know, gnashing your teeth, but it doesn't take you anywhere at all in life. So I teach principle. I'm a great believer in principle, and
Mm.
all the successes I have got in life, I call principles of life. If you get to any door and start speaking in tongue, you have a wrong key, because door
Mm.
does not submit to tongue, it submit to key. You unlock a situation when you have the right key to that position.
Mm. Powerful. What will you define as integrity in the context of business leadership?
Integrity is what it is. Very simple. That you are a man of your word, that you are consistent in the things you are doing, and that when you make a promise, you don't renege on it under any circumstances. You you stay by it regardless of how good or bad it is. It doesn't require, it doesn't need complicated definition.
Mm. Wow. So, can you share a time when integrity in business came as a significant cost or challenge?
It can be very costly, absolutely very expensive and very costly. Um, you never really know who you are until you see what you can do. And everything you claim in life you are is just a word if it has not been subjected to tests. So uh, an example of what I'm telling you, I am a very careful person. I never believe in being lecherous or dancing naked. But I've done some businesses that went bad. Uh, very glaring one and open one was the credit I veiled to a kid brother of mine that went bad, that no documents was also signed on it from me. Of course, he signed some documents, but it was just purely my credibility that availed him that opportunity. Okay, so when that credit realized, the issue was like my board was of opinion that this is not Koschari's obligation and that we cannot take it. Uh, what they said was correct, because the facility was not available to Koschari's, and we didn't keep 21 billion naira anywhere in a refrigerator, lock it and back to the bank. So and the bank felt my bond fell. Morally, I'm obligated to them, and I should own it, but I will help to fight the guy to get the money where it is, because but when the board left, I asked myself a question, and it's very simple. That's why we have self-conversation. The first question I ask myself is, will bank have ever availed money to that young man without my endorsement? And I don't need a prophet to answer it to me. The obvious answer is no, because it was clear to me that not. I said, okay, they wouldn't avail him money without my endorsement, my credible relationship. I said yes. Then the next question is that, can I walk away from this relation, this obligation? The answer is yes, I can, because there is no place I sign, there's no documents that said I guarantee, there's no fiduciary responsibility. Then I ask myself the third question: can you still stand on the public and tell people you are a man of integrity? It was a heavy question. And I said, if I walk away from this, it will be very tough for me to do. Because if I walked away, it will be my word against the bank word. They need to show their evidence. They'll be saying, I said. And I told myself, I have preached this. I have told the world that I am a man of integrity, that my second name is my first name is integrity, and that people can rely on me. I called the managing director of the bank. I said, send me the paper. And I signed it. Where am I going to get 21 billion? That is very secondary to me. I accepted that obligation. And I went home that evening, jumped up times, and told my wife I won. My wife was saying, please be serious. When did you become a gambler? I said, it's not a question of gambler. I won. She said, so can you please explain further? I told her that I signed that documents. She screamed and asked me, you signed? I said, I signed. She asked me 3 times. I said, I said, so where are you going to get the money? I said, that is secondary. But I won. I won the text. There is a peace that passes all understanding that settled in my mind that I signed that paper. That was very costly, because as I speak to you today, that single act cost me my controlling holding in Access Bank and as the leader of that institution. The story is two-way, because I'm still talking to one of my boy, because his partner is no more there. Hopefully that we can resolve the matter. But the truth is that if we don't resolve the matter, one day I'm going to write a book, my own story about Access Bank. I'm sorry to say it publicly, but it's the truth that needs to be told. Hopefully, if we resolve it, that book will never be written. But if it's not, the book will be written one day, so that people can also get my own thought about it. So integrity comes with a great cost, but all I can tell you is that my integrity for the first time, I would say for the first time, but at an advanced level, were put to test, and I passed that test. I passed it, and it reinforces my resolve and my strong determination. It reinforces it. So when I speak sometimes with confidence and passion, people don't know where my strength is coming from. It's a strength that I do not speak from intellectual conception, that I'm not asking people to do what I've never put my hand on to do. So you can never renege in your obligation. You can never renege on your obligation. Whether you have capacity to underwrite it or not, the first thing is to own up. There shouldn't be argument about what happened. Admit it, and then we start thinking about the solution. And you have one life to live. If that is what, I haven't seen anybody who is consistent and play by this role that history has not justified. You may have a set down, but it's going to be temporary. It's not going to be forever. You will bounce back because that is just a test. Anytime a test comes for you, it's for promotion. It's not, it means, but if you fail that test, you will write the course. You go back there. But if you pass it, you'll be promoted. And life in itself is a big university. So I've gone through tests in life that I passed, and by the grace of God, I'm promoted. I don't have to rewrite the course again.
Wow. Guys, can we clap in a big way? Come on, celebrate Dr. Cosmos. We have 4 more questions and we'll allow you go to rest. What system have you put in place in your can you share with us, okay, what system have you put in place to ensure ethical practice across your organizations?
It's very simple. If you want to run an organization, you need to be very clear what your code of conduct and just tell it in your organization from the grassroots that everybody coming into that company should be a believer in it, what you believe and what you practice. So we have our corporate lead, we have our code of conduct in our organization. We tell you clearly, we don't compromise integrity. We play by the rule. And if anybody is doing that, you should let us know. So if once the head is clear, it's easy for the whole team to cascade. It's difficult when your stomach is busting out every day and you are telling people, tight your belt, tight your belt. You are not living by example because they see you getting pregnant. I tell them, tight your belt. So everybody loses his own belt. But if you lead by example and tie the belt, it's easy to make a believer out of the people. Many people that call themselves leaders are not leaders. They are just simple manipulators. Leadership is a function of inspiring people by the things you do, and the people decide to call you a leader and follow you. There's no person you put a gun in his head that will not follow you, but you are never his leader. And a leader does not seek followers. The things you do, the passion you exhibit in the things you do, attract people who believe in that character and say you are their leader and they follow you. Even there are many people that believe in me that never saw me, never met me on one-to-one, but they take my word for it and they practice it. And therefore, as far as they're concerned, I'm their leader.
Powerful. What legacy do you hope to leave behind throughout your businesses and philanthropic work?
Um, I was explaining to you about 4 phases of life. Life saving is not about direction. Life is about donation. The impact you made on people. How many people have you been able to influence in a positive direction? Life is not measured by you are 70 years or you're 80 years. That's why we read in the Bible that Methuselah lived 965 years and died. That's only one chapter where he's mentioned in the Bible. A lot of people pride themselves. They must live 7 to show that God is with them. Jesus lived 33 and said, the job is done. Finish it, go. If there's going to be 2 billion years, we'll never stop talking about him. Go check your scripture and look at all the apostles. I don't know how many of them that live 70 years. Every day you and I live in this life is God giving us a privilege and opportunity to add to our obituary. And any day you have opportunity not to do anything that add on it, you are depleting your obituary. Because from the day we are born, Job 14 verse 5 said, a time is set, their life start tickling, that you are going to live 60, 70, 80. If you catch your vision at 16, it will be wonderful. If you don't catch it at 61, it does not stop the time to go to clock. When that time comes, whether you are playing football or you are singing in a church or you are eating food or you are sleeping, your time is finished and you are not. So the last season of one's life is a season where the young generation fostered from the life you have lived. If there are no people who lived because you have passed a generation, you have not lived effectively. And that is the season where I am today, where I am becoming a fertilizer to young generation, giving back to the society that gave me opportunity, inspiring young people, letting them know that there is a possibility. Wait until I'm gone. I'm making people to know. Several years ago, people said nobody can run 1 mile under 4 minutes. You just need the first person to beat it. The first person beat it in 1 year. That second year, that same year, the second person beat that person. This thing you see called Coscharis will be one of the smallest companies that the young people that are listening to me today will create. Those who believe in me and run with the vision will create a multinational organization. I believe that God has turned his face to the third world nations of the earth. I am one of the early beneficiaries to know the season has turned. Multinational organizations will be created by African people who understand principle and follow it. Because we are black does not mean there's a sawdust in our brain and that our brains are black. That's why today I run business in Japan and I don't feel inferior to any company because I follow the rule and I pray by the rule in any place I do business. People of course saying, can anything good come out of Nazareth? Just wait and see. Things is begin to happen that people will be amazed what God is going to do because there's going to be end time financiers of the gospel that are coming from the third world nation. So God's face are turned to the children, the young generation that are willing to learn principle and follow by it. So I am living today, just like Paul said, I have poured my life out as an offering for sacrifice. You need to see my program, what it was in the last quarter. It's not anything different from what it was in January. I keep on asking people, how many people want to contribute to graveyard? Because cemetery is the richest place in the world, where business plan that will never see the light of the day, movies that were planned that will never move, poems that will shake the world that's never written, because people keep on procrastinating. I will do it tomorrow. If we can mine the graveyard, it's richer than the oil belt of South Africa or oil well of Saudi Arabia, because there are many dreams that never saw the light of the day. And what I'm doing is going around the world. The young people in Pakistan didn't want me to go. They are telling me, please come back next tomorrow. I saw a revival that ignited my heart. I left with a flame in my mind where people are hungry and want to make a difference. And I just inspire them to believe in themselves, but play by the rule. And they will be amazed to see what God will do in their life. Stephen, you know, I told you, maybe you, no, I don't think I said that to you. I'm just a young man that got connected to me like Stanley did, but in a different dimension. He told me after I spoke and I convinced him on what to do, I left that meeting, the meeting where he emptied everything that is in his bag and handed his bag over to me to connect to me. Very expensive bag, this brand name bag, I can never bought for myself. He gave it, he forgot his passport inside the bag when he gave it to me. It's international passport. But I discovered it before I left the country and returned it to him. I was walking, I was taking a morning walk about 5:30 in the morning, and my phone rang. And that young man told me that God bless him. After I left that meeting, he won a contract of $120 million.
Wow.
I congratulated him. 4 months after, he called me and told me he was at a very bad junction because they gave him a deadline for performance or they will withdraw the contract. The same thing I did with Stanley on the phone. We discussed. It's a testimony that I'm here to give the world. I wired $2.5 million to his account. He did that job and show performance. By 6 months, he get advance payment of $10 million. That job has grown now to become a $1 billion job because he performed. He has paid me back my money. He's one of those who believe I am a paradox. I told him he is a paradox because it's not easy to avail somebody $2.5 million without any written agreement and get the money back. I still trust people and I still do things. So, but I was in Dubai. He told people that he used to be somebody people laugh at, but he was like a that was drained until Dr. Maduka jump started him. He said it publicly on international arena. Yeah. He told them that I jump started him and he has current now. Okay, so what can you say about those things? So these are my fulfillment. So when people say I'm stingy, I don't give people money because there are people who stole money. If you ask them where's toilet, they give you $400. I don't spend money like that. I don't carry cash. I don't know how to live that kind of life. It's not in my. But I'm very strategic in the things that I do. Yeah.
Wow. Come on, guys. Can you clap for Dr. Cosmas one more time? Okay, the last question is what advice will you give to the next generation of entrepreneurs about scaling their business with integrity?
If I am to advise them, I will tell them integrity is number one, integrity is number two, Integrity is number 3. A man without integrity, I don't care how much money he had, is bankrupt. Because the thing you call cash, like I tell you, is the lowest form of money. If the highest form of money is credibility. I can never be poor again. Let nobody think about it, because I have credibility and I can use it any day to develop a business. They should, when people veil them their credibility, give them access, they should never abuse it. They should never abuse it. They should work hard to develop their credibility, to build suppliers' credit, which is the easiest form of credit they will get with no collateral. Suppliers' credit comes from credibility, where people trust and give you something. That is one of the reasons why I tell people, even when you lose people money, don't start running away for them to chase you. Report yourself and go back to that person. I said, I knew I'm owing you. I have this debt. I am not sleeping, but to pay this debt. The following day, call him. Even if you are with your wife on the bed and they call you, pick his call. You created liability. Pick his call. Once he start chasing you to call you, that's where your problem is. But if you continue to call him every day and give him assurance, he will tell you to stop disturbing him. Because you are not the person running away. But if you think you are clever and you are going to run away, that's where your main problems start. Own up the situation and show honest of purpose to repay that money and a genuine effort you are making. Keep your lifestyle humble. Build for scale. Reinvest back money back into your business. Everything you are running after will come at the end of the day. You will find out that the things you think are too important are not the thing that's really important. So all of these things come from vision. Because vision is not a function of your eyes. The greatest enemy of your vision is your sight, who are seeing things in their present condition. But vision sees things on what is supposed to be. Your eyes see things as it is. So when you want to run a business, you got to sit down and paint that picture in your mind, because your vision stop where your imagination stop, but your sight, your eyes stop where your sight stop. So a vision is not a function of sight, it's a function of spirit, your soul. And it's by your soul you get energy to things that makes them live. Stop giving energy to the things that are going wrong in your life. What does that mean? Shift your focus on what is going wrong. Focus on what is going right. If I have focused on what went wrong in my life, I will never be anybody. My father died when I was 4. I had no formal education. I had no pedigree. If I focus on all of those things, I will give them energy. They will become bigger than me and swallowed me. But I neglected them as if they never exist. That's why people of faith call everything contrary. If a snake that is on the ground can catch the attention of a bird on a tree, he can pull the bird down and eat it up by focus. Your eyes is powerful. That's why all advertisement are done with naked women to attract the attention of young men to bring them down. The things you focus, you become. The things you focus, you give energy. The things you set your mind on, nothing has life without you giving life to that thing. And the life you give to it is the energy you poured into it. So the things you don't want, take your energies away from them. Don't look at them. Don't pay any importance in them. If you can harness the power of your concentration, you can break a bottle with it. There are 5 billion cells in human brain. If you get up to say you want to go and make a coffee, before you get up, something has distracted you. The power of focus, if young people can understand it and avoid distractions in life, no goal you set that is too high, no mountain that is insurmountable.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, will you keep clapping and clapping and clapping for Dr. Cosmos? First of all, I want to really, really thank you for doing this. I'm really hoping that we can do. I mean, this is one book. I'm hoping that before we can do another one for your 70th birthday. To commemorate your 70th birthday.
Yeah, we should
but at least
start working on that,
yeah,
because in 4 years' time, I will be there. So it's
yeah.
something we need to start building up. And
Mm-hmm.
some of my teachings, both in writing, I can forward them to you. The ones I speak, if they can translate it, is because it's something I really want to live for my generation. I'm living to affect this generation. I'm already fulfilled in terms of making money, but I'm just trying to give back to the society, fertilize the life of the young ones, be a manure to their life by giving them assurance on possibilities that exist, that the word impossible only exists in their mind, but it does not exist. You know, Stephen, the emir of Dubai, his his policy is that nothing is impossible,
Yes.
and they have shown it.
Yes.
So these are principles. Many people thought Christianity. God, the principle doesn't know whether you are in Islam or you are ethics or you are a Muslim, because they are laws of God that is inherent, and wherever they obey, you get the same result. The seed doesn't die when a Muslim sow it if there is water and moisture. Your seed doesn't grow when you take it and put it in a hot sand. It will die. With your Christianity, it will die, because the Maker made a law that the ground has to be watered and have a moisture. Even if the seed is inbred, if you put it in a hot sand, you circumvent the life that is in the seed. It will not grow. Your prayer cannot make it grow. So if you have sense, your seed will tell you, prepare the ground and put media. If you like, you pray. If you don't like, don't pray. If you come 3 weeks after, if it's a corn, it will shut up and show you that there is a life in it. So principle is what young people need to learn. They need to learn the laws of God. If you follow them, you look like a magician.
That's powerful. And I agree absolutely. By the way, if you are blessed, come on, type I'm blessed. The final interview will be on Thursday, this coming Thursday. And that will be the final one for the book called Scaling Your Business with Integrity. Now, I'm happy to announce that in February, we'll be doing the launch of the book in a hotel. If you want to attend, okay, it will be strictly by invitation. We can't take everybody at the book launch. So send a DM, of your profile. We'll just select, we'll stream it live globally, both on Dr. Cosmos page, my page, so people can watch global. But to be in the venue, we'll select just 50 entrepreneurs that were allowed to come. It's going to be free, but we can't take too many people. I think the venue will probably be able to take 200 people, but we'll have to invite some of my friends, some of Dr. Cosmos' friends as well. So we'll only give 50 slots to young entrepreneurs. And we would love some of you who have practiced what Dr. Cosmos teach and you have testimony, because we take some time for Q&A and for people to also share the impact of Dr. Cosmos in their life. So it's going to be a day to honor him as well. And so we look forward to that. But I want to thank you for going this journey with me. It was still like yesterday. I remember you coming to our office and I was sharing with you about this social media, because I knew you had your reservation.
I did.
But I think it's not doing badly anyway. So far, so good.
We're trying.
So far, so good, and I know it can only get better. I see a day where it's a platform to reach a whole lot more people. We're also definitely working on next year an e-library for Dr. Cosmos. I'm thinking of calling it Cosmas Maduka University, where you can go there. All his videos are going to be there. All these videos, whether I was interviewed, whether I was at the church, and people can watch and learn, and you can write an exam after watching each video on what you learned on principles. I have one. It's called Akintayo University. All my over 2,000 videos are there, and it's changed people's life all over the world. I keep meeting people everywhere telling me the impact of that platform in their lives. So we're hoping to replicate something similar for Dr. Cosmos next year, and we hope it will change more lives. Okay, thank you, sir, for your time. Thank you. Today was powerful. I look forward to seeing you on Thursday, 8 p.m. God bless you, sir.
Thank you so much. Pleasure.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for all your fine cooperations. Young people that listen to us, it's not enough to have a good sermon. The essence of even going to church, listening, going for a function, is doesn't base on the eloquence of the speaker, but what the people take away from that function. The actions they did is only what justified how successful that event is. I dare every one of you to take action. Stop procrastinating what you need to do. We are moving into 2025. Let this 2025 become a new chapter in the life of every one of you that listen to me today. I hope to talk to you again on the 2nd, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
Thursday, on the second Thursday, 8 p.m.
Thursday. So invite your friends, those who are not there, share, let them come and benefit. It's given for free. But like I said, I'm learning in the last season of my life. People are afraid to say, they say that they are going to die. But whether you like it or not, we are going to die anyhow. If there's anything that is certain, that's the only thing that is certain. But one of my determination is that no single gift God deposit in me that will go to the grave. I want cemetery to be disappointed when I get there. They just see empty carcass of me, but the gift have been released to my generation. So, and we are waiting because every one of you listening to me, there's no ungifted human being on the face of earth, including people with impediment of sight. So there's something you are holding, your generation is waiting for. I told you a guy I gave credit is supplying to me today because he has something that he need to give. So, and I'm making profit from him. So don't just stay there to say, give me. there's something you hold that we are waiting for.
Very true.
If
Very
I
true.
can exist on myself alone, then God won't create all of us. We need each other. There is my finger need my nail need my eyes. So every God make us to dominate in our areas of leadership. There are different places where he carved you out, and I cannot fit where you belong. And if you try to envy where I belong, you suffocate there. God carved a place for us, and nobody will take your position. But whether there's something you are bringing in equation, there is. If there is not, you will not have come, because you competed with other 5 million sperm that only you catch life. You came because there's something you are to offer us. So please show up. Show up in 2025. Stop hiding. Pick up yourself and show up. God bless you. And I talk to you on Thursday.
Wow. Come on, everybody. Show some appreciation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. For all of you asking, you can send a DM either to his Instagram or my Instagram if you want to be among the 50 entrepreneurs to be invited to the book launch. Send your profile, your company profile. What do you do? Your own personal profile. We'll select only 50, like I said. Or you can send it to either his own Instagram page or mine. Anyone is okay. We'll select just 50 and we'll send you invite and you'll be able to come for the book launch in February. We'll give you the date later. And by the grace of God, it's going to be a great, impactful time as well. We're also dedicating a street after Dr. Cosmos, also in February, and a mini golf range. So it's just to celebrate him. And I think for me, I think we need to, as younger people, celebrate people like him. And I think we'll make more people like him want to mentor younger people. Because it's not as if their generation doesn't want to give back, but sometimes they think our head is not correct as young people. We can be. But the more we come together and they see honor, they see that we appreciate. It's not about money. I get the mistake young people have is, can you give me money? Is the rich man. There's a lot more, like he shared, that you can benefit from having people like this and learning. Their teachings are more powerful than any money. Like he always say, if a man wants to cheat you, give you money. If a rich man wants to cheat you, give you money. Because he'll give you money and then you go away. And you will not learn how he made his own fish. Even me, there's so much I've learned today from what he taught today about business, about scaling, about strategies you can leverage on. So once again, we thank you on behalf of everyone here. We'll see you again on Thursday, God willing. God bless you, sir.
Thank you. Shalom. Good night, Stephen.